Here's the last time a cartridge changed the firearms world this dramatically. 1935, when the .357 Magnum was created to punch through car doors and the primitive bulletproof vests used by gangsters during America's crime wave. No one could have predicted that nearly a century later, the very same cartridge would be one of the hottest lever-action chamberings on gun store shelves in 2026. Yet here we are, and the reason behind its comeback is something most rifle buyers still completely overlook. If you already own a .357 revolver, you've probably wondered whether buying a matching lever action is actually practical, or if it's just a nice-looking companion for the gun safe. Here's the surprise. It's far more than a matching set. A rifle barrel unlocks performance your revolver simply can't deliver. We're talking about velocity gains of hundreds of feet per second, turning a capable handgun cartridge into something surprisingly effective. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which .357 Magnum lever actions are worth your money in 2026, from timeless classics to the newest rifle that's rewriting what a lever gun can be. And make sure you stay until the end, because one rifle on this list offers something no other lever action currently does. But before we rank the rifles, you need to understand why this cartridge has lasted for nearly 90 years. Back in the early 1930s, Colt's .38 Super was one of the few handgun cartridges capable of defeating the early bulletproof vests and automobile bodies criminals relied on during the gangster era. Smith & Wesson wasn't about to be left behind. Working alongside ballistics expert Philip Sharp and company executive Douglas Wesson, they took the .38 special case, stretched it by 1/8 of an inch, loaded it to significantly higher pressures, and in 1935 introduced the .357 Magnum. That slightly longer case wasn't just about adding power, it was also a built-in safety feature, preventing the higher pressure cartridge from being chambered in firearms designed only for .38 special. Simple, brilliant, and nearly a century later, that same safety principle is still part of every point. For decades, though, all that performance mostly lived inside revolvers. Sure, .357 lever actions existed, but they were often viewed as fun range guns rather than serious hunting or defensive rifles. Then everything changed. Hornady's lever evolution ammunition completely reshaped the conversation. By using a flexible polymer-tipped bullet that was safe inside tubular magazines, Hornady created ammunition that flew flatter, retained more energy, and extended the effective range of traditional lever guns without sacrificing safety. Their 140-grain FTX load leaves the muzzle at roughly 1,440 feet per second and generates around 645 foot-pounds of energy. And that's before adding the extra velocity gained from firing it through a rifle-length barrel instead of a revolver. Suddenly, a cartridge many people dismissed as just a handgun round was delivering performance that surprised even experienced shooters. And that's when .357 Magnum lever actions stopped being novelties. So let's look at the rifles that truly deserve your attention. First up is the Henry Big Boy Classic. This is the rifle that comes to mind when most people picture a traditional lever action. With its polished brass or blued steel receiver, beautiful 20-inch octagon barrel, and 10-round tubular magazine, it captures the classic American lever gun aesthetic almost perfectly. What it is: a traditional side-loading lever action built with smooth operation, a fully adjustable semi-buckhorn rear sight, and the kind of craftsmanship Henry has become known for. How you'd use it, whether you're headed to the range, hunting deer, competing in cowboy action shooting, or simply enjoying classic iron sights, this rifle feels completely at home. It's also drilled and tapped if you eventually decide to mount optics. Why it matters: Henry consistently delivers excellent fit and finish at a price that often exceeds expectations. Pair it with a .357 revolver, and you've got one of the most versatile handgun and rifle combinations available. But here's the catch: traditional beauty comes with traditional limitations. No threaded barrel, no integrated accessory rails. If you're looking for a rifle that embraces modern accessories, you'll want to keep watching. That's exactly where the Ruger-produced Marlin 1894 enters the picture. After Ruger revived revived the Marlin brand, the Model 1894 quickly reminded shooters why it had earned such a loyal following in the first place. What it is: a solid top, side-ejecting lever action with a receiver that's drilled and tapped from the factory, making optics installation straightforward and secure. How you'd use it: the compact Trapper model features a handy 16.1-inch barrel, a 1:16 twist rate, and a threaded muzzle, making it an outstanding choice for hunters, guides, or anyone wanting a lightweight, maneuverable rifle. Why it matters: unlike many traditional lever guns, the Marlin's solid top receiver makes mounting a scope feel natural instead of like an awkward compromise. Brass ejects cleanly to the side, optics stay out of the way, and the rifle feels purpose-built for modern hunting. If you assumed lever actions and scopes didn't belong together, this rifle proves otherwise. But maybe modern features aren't what you're after. Maybe you want history, because the Winchester Model 1892 represents something entirely different. Designed by the legendary John Moses Browning as a scaled-down successor to the Model 1886, the Model 1892 was purpose-built for pistol cartridges and remains remarkably faithful to its original design more than a century later. What it is: a beautifully balanced lever action with Browning's twin locking bar system, giving the action exceptional strength while handling .357 Magnum with ease. How you'd use it: whether you're target shooting, hunting, or simply appreciating one of Browning's finest designs, the Model 1892 delivers an incredibly natural shooting experience. Left-handed shooters also tend to appreciate its ejection pattern and overall balance. Why it matters: many experienced shooters still consider the 92 one of the smoothest lever-action designs ever built. Add modern safety features without compromising its classic feel, and you get a rifle that perfectly bridges old-world craftsmanship with modern reliability. Now, here's where most best lever-action lists stop. But the most interesting rifle on this list isn't over 100 years old. It's the one that completely breaks the mold. The Smith & Wesson Model 1854, introduced in 2024 and later expanded into .357 Magnum. This rifle immediately signaled that lever actions were entering a new era. At first glance, it looks traditional. Take a closer look, and it's anything but. What it is: a forged stainless steel receiver paired with a rugged synthetic stock, featuring a flat-face trigger, oversized liver loop, threaded barrel, and a full-length Picatinny rail machined directly into the receiver. How you'd use it: mount a red dot, install a suppressor where legal, configure it as a truck gun, hunting rifle, or home defense platform, and everything feels intentionally designed rather than retrofitted. Why it matters: every lever action before this one forced shooters to compromise between classic styling and modern capability. The Model 1854 refuses to make that choice, and that's exactly why it's become one of the most talked about lever actions in recent years. It proves that the future of the lever gun doesn't have to look like its past, and manufacturers have definitely noticed. Budget-friendly rifles like the Rossi R92 continue bringing Browning's proven design to first-time buyers at far more affordable prices, making .357 Magnum lever actions more accessible than ever before. So which one deserves your money? If classic craftsmanship is your priority, the Henry Big Boy Classic remains one of the finest traditional lever actions available. If you want a compact hunting rifle that's ready for optics and modern accessories, the Marlin 1894 is incredibly hard to ignore. If smooth operation, timeless engineering, and historical authenticity matter most, the Winchester Model 1892 still stands among the greatest lever actions ever designed. And if you want a rifle built for today's shooter instead of yesterday's traditions, the Smith & Wesson Model 1854 is leading that evolution. But here's the bigger picture: a .357 Magnum lever action isn't trying to replace larger rifle calibers. It's filling a different role altogether. You get manageable recoil, inexpensive .38 special practice ammunition, impressive versatility, genuine hunting capability at realistic distances, and modern ammunition that's finally allowing this cartridge to reach its full potential. Nearly 90 years after Smith & Wesson designed the .357 Magnum, to solve one very specific problem. It's solving a completely different set of problems today, and somehow it's more relevant than ever. So now it's your turn. Which rifle earned the top spot on your personal list? Drop your choice in the comments below. And if you want to see exactly how .357 Magnum compares to .38 Special when both are fired from a rifle-length barrel, don't miss the next video, because the results surprise almost everyone.